What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my NFL predictions for the playoffs for the next season. So if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe, as it does help a lot. And yeah, let's just jump right into this. So we're gonna start with the NFC. In all honesty, like the NFC is an interesting conference. So I think the seventh seed is probably going to be the Seattle Seahawks. I honestly think that they're the worst team in their division. Well, it's either them and the Rams. I think the Cardinals are going to be way, way, way more improved. But yeah, I have the Seattle Seahawks in the seventh seed. I think that if we continue what happened with last season, the offense was not good. Now they have made some improvements. It's definitely a better team. But because every other team in that division is so stacked, even if they are a really good team, they're still only going to be the seventh seed, because I think that all four teams in that division are going to make the playoffs. My predicted record, probably 10-7, maybe 11-6. And I think that Russ will just carry them to the playoffs just because of how good of a quarterback he is, if he even plays for them, that is. But that defense really isn't going to be doing too well. Okay, in the sixth seed, I'm going to have the Rams. I think they're slightly better than the Seahawks. I think that Matthew Stafford is probably a little bit overrated, and people are just think that Sean McVay is going to turn him into this amazing quarterback. I don't know if that's going to happen, but their defense is still amazing. They kept most of the pieces, so they let some of them go. So it is gonna they kept some of their players go. It is gonna be a step down from the year before, but it's still gonna be a good defense. And Matthew Stafford is definitely an upgrade over Jared Goff, so that offense will also be better. But they did lose one of their tight ends, and I just feel like they're probably going to be a little bit the same, maybe a little bit better than last season. And they'll be the sixth seed, at least in my predictions. The fifth seed is going to be the 49ers for me. And yes, that means I do think that the Cardinals are going to win the division. The 49ers, because this is interesting, right? So they're definitely going to draft a quarterback. But I think that Jared Goff is going to start. So then if Jared Goff gets injured, which he's probably going to, he's injured literally every single season. Well, they are going to have at least a decent backup. They're not going to have Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard come in. And if they aren't injury riddled like they were last season, they are going to be a very, very, very good team. And they oh yeah, I forgot to give my Rams record. I think that the Rams will probably go 11-6. But yeah, I think that the 49ers will be a very, very, very good team, and they'll clash with the Cardinals for that. Actually, I think I'm going to change my my prediction on the fly. I actually think that the 49ers are going to be the number one seed. I'm going a little bit out of order. And they will be 13-4. So my actual number 5 seed is going to be the Arizona Cardinals. I talk myself out. Yeah, I don't think that they're going to be able to beat the 49ers as the best team in the division, but they certainly are going to be a pretty good team, and they're going to be the 5th seed. At least I think that. I have them going 12-5. They added they already had a good pass rush. They added J.J. Watt. They didn't have a really good offensive line. Kyler was kind of running for his life there. But they added a center and extended him for 3 more years. A really good center in Rodney Hudson. So they addressed the offensive line. They also got A.J. Green. And they've just been making some big moves in free agency. I predicted that they would be the 7th seed last season. Now, obviously, they missed out on the playoffs by just that much. But I think that these new additions, plus they didn't really lose anyone that important, will get them over the edge and into the playoffs and into the 5th seed. Okay, the 4th seed is going to be, in my opinion, the New York Football Giants. So the Giants, I think that they're the best team in that division. You don't have a good quarterback there, but really none of the teams have a good quarterback. I mean, the Cowboys have a decent quarterback in Dak Prescott, but I don't really think he's going to be amazing like everyone says he is. And, they drastically overpaid for him. So, yeah, they ain't going to the playoffs anytime soon. But the Giants, they added a lot of pieces around Daniel Jones. They addressed the offensive line. They addressed his receivers. They got a new tight end. They got Kenny Golladay. They even added on defense. They've just been making big moves. Plus, they have a relatively high draft pick. So that will help them get another, maybe even an offensive lineman, another receiver, another defensive player. So, yeah, the Giants have been making big moves, and I do think that Daniel Jones will take at least a little bit of a step up from last season. I mean, we already saw that he improved on his turnover problem. I won't say he drastically improved, but he definitely improved on his turnover problem. So they're going to be the 4 seed. The 3 seed, I already said the 49ers were going to be the 1 seed. So the 3 seed is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I don't think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be a really good regular season. Oh yes, I forgot to give my Giants record. I think they're probably going to go 9-8 or 10-7. I don't think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be a really good regular season team. They're probably going to pick it up like a lot in the postseason because that's usually what Tom Brady does. I have them going 11-6. It's about where they were last season. Because, like, I mean, I don't know how to put this, but, like, Tom Brady, like, Tom Brady teams, like, historically struggle a lot in, November. Like, they struggle a lot in, like, the first 4 weeks. And after, like, Thanksgiving, they pick it up a little bit. But, so they're probably going to drop, like, maybe 2 or even 3 games in that period. And then they'll, get it rolling and then go to the playoffs. But yeah, I think they're going to be 11-6, and then the 2 seed is going to be the Green Bay Packers. I think they're going to go 12-5. Even though they let a lot of people go, they still got Aaron Rodgers, and they still got Aaron Jones, and I think it's going to be a similar team to what it was last season. And obviously, last season they got the number 1 seed, so yeah, they're going to be 12-5. Now, looking over the AFC, now this is a bit of a technicality, but so if the Cleveland Browns trade away OBJ, I think that they'll be the 7th seed. They'll probably go like 10-7 maybe. Because like if you look at the numbers, right, and even just watch him play, Baker Mayfield plays like significantly better without OBJ. So like you just gotta get him out of the building. I don't even care what you get back from. You can honestly cut him, just get him out of the building because he's honestly a bad influence because Baker Mayfield keeps on trying to force him the ball. And if he's playing for the team, I don't think that they're going to make the playoffs. But if he isn't playing for the team, then they're going to be the 7th seed. If he is playing for the team, though, then I think that the New England Patriots will be the 7th seed. They went I think 7-9 without any weapons, and they did have a good defense, and they honestly just like went out on free agency, added like everybody. So yeah, that team's going to be drastically better. They got a lot more weapons, got a lot of defensive pieces. And Cam Newton is coming back. Now, I don't think they played well, but he can, like, at least game manage. And if the Browns don't trade away OBJ, I think that they'll be the 7th seed at maybe, like, 9-8. Okay, the 6th seed I have as the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to be a good team, maybe, like, 11-6, something like that. But they did lose quite a few defensive players in free agency. Now, they brought back most of their offensive players, but that defense isn't going to be at like what it was last season or the last 2 seasons, and the offense is set to like regress because Ben Roethlisberger is aging. But and they obviously lost some offensive linemen, but for the most part, it's like the same team. And last season they went 12-4. So if you take I think they'll take a step back. So they'll be 10-7. Okay, and the number 5 seed, I have the Miami Dolphins. Again, I said that they would make the playoffs last season in the 7th seed. Obviously, they didn't. But this season, I'm saying they're going to make the playoffs again at 12-5. I think that Tua is obviously going to take like a natural progression forward, and they got him a lot of weapons, or they got Will Fuller, and then they're probably going to get him a weapon in the draft, so he's going to have more surrounding pieces around him. They also and they got they still have an amazing defense, and so I think that Tua will be able to at least game manage this team into the playoffs. Now the 4th seed, I have the Indianapolis Colts. Like nothing against the Indianapolis Colts, but like the remaining 3 teams are really good, at least in the regular season. I think that Carson Wentz will have a renaissance with what's his name? Oh God, with Frank Reich as his coach, because when he had him as his offensive coordinator, he, was the MVP. So I think that he'll have a renaissance with him. And then, like, if they just get that quarterback position going, they'll be amazing. So I think they'll be 11-6, maybe 10-7. The 3 seed, I have the Buffalo Bills. So I think the Bills are actually going to go like 13-4 or something like that. But like the Baltimore Ravens are really good in the regular season, not so great in the postseason. And the Chiefs are the Chiefs, so someone has to be in the 3 spot. I think that the Bills will go 13-4, as I said earlier. I think Josh Allen, like, he'll just keep on continuing to improve, and you've basically brought back the whole team, so it's gonna be like the same team as last season, and last season's team was really good. So yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs again. At number 2 seed, I have the Baltimore Ravens. They'll probably also go 13-4, and then they'll like have a tiebreaker against the Bills. But Lamar Jackson is a really good regular season quarterback. He's shown that a lot, and that running game just will tear up anybody. And that defense, like, they did lose Matthew Judon, but like it's pretty much the same defense, and it's also pretty much the same offense. Like, free agency really didn't have that big of an impact on them. So I think that they'll make the playoffs at 13-4, and then the Kansas City Chiefs will obviously be the 1 seed at 14-3, maybe 15-2. And I feel like I don't even have to explain this. Like, obviously they are going to make the playoffs and probably be the 1st seed. I mean, like, they could be the 2nd or the 3rd, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be the 1st seed. But anyways, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you guys did, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Too easy!